When Doreen's 19-year-old son, John, was convicted of murder and was given 25 to life, Doreen says she was determined to get him out of prison at any expense. So Doreen went undercover and transformed herself from a 46-year-old Brooklyn mother into a sexy blonde 30-something in order to befriend a juror from John's murder trial. She says she had hopes of discovering jury misconduct so that she could get John's conviction overturned. What did he ultimately tell you? Let's cut to the chase. What did you actually get from him?
Okay, so much more than I anticipated, I gotta tell you that. So he had said to me that he believed John to be Jewish and that he hated Jews because of his last name. It gets even worse. So he told me that his boss wanted to see that kid fry. And all along, I'm wired up, standing in front of him, and I nearly had a breakdown because I couldn't believe in this day and age that this is coming out of this man's mouth. So, and I'm wired. So I had to excuse myself and go to the bathroom and have a good cry and then come back and laugh at his jokes, his racist jokes. He wanted to see this kid fry. So initially, he was trying to get the time off so he could serve on the jury, and his boss didn't want him to. Then once he told him the case, he let him off of work, and he said, and I want to see that kid fry.
Well, Doreen is joining us with her son's defense attorney, Marc Bederow, who has been representing John for 13 years. So, Marc, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
You believe he's innocent, no question about it.
I have no doubt that he's innocent, and certainly based upon everything I've reviewed over the course of many years, that at a bare minimum, he certainly didn't get a fair trial. His trial is a travesty. All of the witnesses who testified against him testified that John allegedly said things, which is always a red flag in one of these cases. There was no DNA evidence, there was no identification, there was no physical evidence. The case against John was, well, John told me this, John told me that. All of their testimony of these people that they were saying John said this, John said that, was inconsistent with the incontrovertible evidence from neighbors who saw certain things. And even worse, the testimony of John's alleged statements, it was all inconsistent with each other. An ex-girlfriend is saying, well, he told me he gave a gun to this guy, Antonio Russo. Another witness is claiming, well, maybe he said it was because they wanted to get street credibility for this nonsense ghetto mafia that you heard about. None of this makes any sense. And when a prosecutor's main argument in a summation is, it could be this, it could be that, maybe it's this, but I suggest to you that you should trust the jailhouse informant's testimony. And that's the party with the burden of proof, and they're the ones inviting all of this speculation. It's a bad case.
It sounds like their argument equals reasonable doubt.
It's worse than that, because you throw so much mud at the wall, you send it back to a jury, and you have to think that 12 jurors, including this Jason Allo that you just heard about, maybe 3 of them think it was this theory. Some people think it's theory B. Others say, maybe I believe the jailhouse informant, but we all agree, throw enough mud, he must be a bad guy, something happened, so he's guilty, what's for dinner? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It is just abject nonsense.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.